Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to this new episode of my podcast. My name is Senam. I am a life coach. And today I have a special guest with me, Roseline, which is one of my clients. Roseline is a dear friend, I would say to me. She's so nice, so kind. Roseline is a mother of two beautiful boys. She lives in Germany. Today, my goal is to interview Roseline, get her story, tell us a little bit her journey through coaching. We started working a couple of months ago, and she has gone through a lot of changes. She has learned a lot. She kindly accepted to come and share her experience with us. So, welcome, Roseline. Welcome to this call. I'm so glad you accepted to join this call today. So, I would just want to give you a chance to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background and your journey before we met, and what motivates you to search help and start working with me.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm
You're
so
so
glad to
welcome.
have this opportunity to share with you, my experience, though you know a lot of them already, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Good. Do
Yeah.
you want to tell us a little bit about your background, your story, where you come from?
Yeah, I am 48 years old. I come from Nigeria. I'm a mom of
Okay.
two. I have two teenage boys, and I come from a very big family in Nigeria. I have very many siblings. I would say I grew up very well. I love my family, and yeah, and I moved to Germany about 25 years ago as a nurse here in Germany, and I really love living here. I live in Hamburg.
So what was going on in your life when you decided maybe I need help, maybe I can talk to someone?
Yeah, I've always observed that I have good qualities in my life, and I have potentials, and though I feel innerly, I feel like I'm a strong person. I am wise, intelligent. I don't know, innerly, I feel I have all these things, but physically, I used to, kind of get, it's just like I get feedback from people surrounding me, like I don't have these things like I feel that I have. So I don't know. I have not really been myself. I can't really explain it. I'm glad through the coaching with you, I now began to understand things better about
Mm-hmm.
myself and know myself better. So
Mm-hmm.
I now began to understand what was behind all these feelings I have been having. Yeah, I just felt like I was actually nowhere but somewhere. It was when it's now that I'm beginning to feel the ground I am standing on. I can say it was just like all over the place, but in the middle of nowhere. I was confused.
Would you relate that to the fact that you moved to Germany and then you started your life, because 25 years, that's a lot, and the fact that you have left your home country without the support, the system where you were, and then you came in this culture? Will you relate it to something like that in your
I
life?
think yes, also,
Yes.
but also the way I grew up also, having very strict parents and the system in which I grew up, kind of not letting you be who you really are.
Mm,
It can make someone develop kind of double personalities. You have these potentials. You are being told to shut up, and you can't really be yourself. So now you
mm,
find yourself you observe that you kind of being fearful, but innerly you are bold.
mm,
You have both fearful, being bold, being smart. At the same time, you feel as if you're dumb.
mhm,
You have both feelings, and then you have to
mm.
navigate through these things as you are growing up, and you observe something is wrong with me, but you can't really tell what it is, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think
Absolutely.
growing up and also moving down to Germany, the
Mhm.
system, I really had a cultural shock, which when I was
Tell
going,
us a little bit about that cultural shock. I want to dive into a little bit into that. What would you say was the cultural shock you experienced when you came?
when I was experiencing it so deeply, then I didn't know what it was. When I got to Germany, I discovered that I became a different person. I wasn't the person I used to be when I was back home. I became a very quiet person, reserved, and also I used to be happy, but then I would
Mm-hmm.
find myself being sad, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really know what was going on because I used to think, oh, when I get to Germany, I'm going to have a happy life.
Exact.
It's going to feel like in heaven. Then now I'm
Yeah.
in Germany. I'm feeling like I'm supposed to be happy, but why am I not happy? Yeah.
There's a lot of us that way. We know we have like this fantasy of coming to Europe and making our lives here, and when then we come and we have this cultural shock, and we don't understand why is it so difficult for us to connect with ourselves, because it's like we don't relate the same way to things and people the way we relate to in the past when we were back home.
Yes.
So now here we have to find our way back to ourselves, because the culture is not the same, education is not the same, people's mindset is not the same. So that is sometimes something that can shake us to the core, and
Mm,
then we get lost in that experience.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I guess you were experiencing a lot of, I would say, being torn in, you
Yeah.
know, inside, because you had to reconnect with your identity. Who am I? This in this place, in this, in this country, in this environment. So when we started working together, what shift for you? What are the new perspectives, sorry, you start gaining from our conversations?
Yes. I got in touch with you because I knew I have, good qualities in me, but I just didn't find a way to let them out and, make use of them. And I
Mm,
knew there's something wrong somewhere. Though I have been doing therapy since about, I would say, 5 years, but still I haven't really got into the root or what the
mm,
problem was.
mm-hmm,
And I said, I have to let it go.
mm-hmm.
Want to be that woman I am made to be. I feel it in me that I have all these things. So I got in touch with you. Yeah. Voila.
Tell me a little bit, what can you say is the difference between your experience in therapy and your experience being coached?
I'm so happy. You don't know how much joy I have and how much
Wow.
energy I have in me now. So if you can remember the first times we had our session, I
Mm,
wasn't speaking like this.
mm,
I think I appeared broken, sat down, and all those stuff. In fact, I'm beginning to discover new things, positive things about
mhm,
myself, and
mhm,
it's so wonderful. I feel light now.
mhm.
I feel free. I feel happy.
Wonderful, wonderful,
Wow.
wonderful.
And
This
I
is
don't know how
wonderful.
to thank you. Really, I can't express it.
I am so overjoyed. Also so overjoyed because, doing this work, this is my joy, to help you just rediscover yourself. Like you said,
Yes.
you knew you have all those qualities in you. It's not something we are putting in you, it's something you're discovering,
Yeah.
You are like this diamond, like being overshadowed by maybe so much of issues, so much of life challenges. And
Yeah.
when we remove all those things, you just discover who you are. And that is so fulfilling. That is a real joy to get to the depth of it. And I'm so happy for you for this experience. I'm coming back a little bit on therapy. I know you've gone through therapy like five years. What would you say is the difference in the process?
The difference is with you, it's very practical. You
Yes.
deal with the practical issues and down also, like what, oh my God, the way you go about it, like you ask me questions that I think that goes deeper than when you are being told, oh, this is just the reason. And the other therapy is like mostly how should I say, theory, as if somebody is reading a book to you. This is what they are books and they are just giving it back to you. You make it personal. You really do a personal therapy, an individual therapy with me. It's really practical, and you exercises that I can do. Things like you giving me tools that I can apply in certain situations, tools that will make me, reflect, understand the situation I am in now, why am I feeling this way? In fact, you taught me how to understand my feelings, how to get into
Mm,
myself and know what I'm feeling and know why I am feeling this way. And when why you're feeling the way you are feeling, then I think you can also make a better decision on how to deal with the situation. Before I used not to know what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling. I was not. So you brought me there.
yeah, it gives you a direct direction. Yes, with the practical tools that you can use. So just share with us one tool that really helped you.
Like, for instance, I used to shop a lot to kind of suppress
That's
sadness.
why.
And yeah, and now I don't do the stuff anymore. Through the coaching with you, I learned that this was just the method of, trying to find joy somewhere else. And that wasn't what was actually missing in my life. Buying more clothes and shoes wasn't what I needed. I was just using those things as a substitute, find a short-term joy. And you thought, like, whenever I have the urge, like, to go do shopping widely, and then I should think, why do I have this urge right now? What do I actually need? I'm feeling right. I used not to pay attention to my feelings. And then I discovered, oh, I'm feeling lonely, for instance. Right now I'm feeling lonely. So then I take my phone and then I see all these adverts. I say, oh, this is cute. And I start buying. So if I do feel, realize I feel lonely. Okay, what can I do? Is this feeling? It doesn't feel good. Yeah. What can I do about it? So instead of taking my phone and then start scrolling and being tempted. I feel lonely. Let me call a friend. Let me go out. So, yeah, for instance, I feel sad. And then what's making me sad right now? What happened? And I reflect. And then I find out what happened. And so it was this. Instead of taking my phone and try, I begin to get busy with myself. So it
That is
helps me.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a centered process that you come back to yourself and
Yeah.
you're not trying to, hide your emotions or use other substitutes to numb your
Yeah.
emotions or to distract yourself from your emotions. And that is very powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Coaching help you reorganize your whole life. Different aspects of your life can be finances, it can be at work, with your patients, with your colleagues,
Yes.
also with your kids. We know that having teenagers is not an easy thing. And do you want to have a little bit of word around that? How it helped you like manage your emotions around your kids when it was not really easy for you?
Yeah, it really, I'm calm now. I'm calm. I have learned to, take things easy. Accept certain things, just yeah, even if they are not the way I expected them to be, and also to let go of certain things. And yeah, but also things that need to get better, I also have to stand on them and work on
Absolutely.
them. And yeah, so just I've learned to balance things either in my family life with my kids, at work with the colleagues and all that. And I have learned to balance things. And this is so, how should I say, it's so freeing. You feel so light now. I don't know, you go through life with joy. Just like this darkness is gone.
So this is wonderful because it's a 360-degree change in your life, in different aspects of your life, right? And that is wonderful. So before we end this interview, I would just like to ask you, what would you say or tell somebody who is still hesitating, should I get help? We as Africans, it's not something we're used to doing, like raising hand and asking for help, especially in therapy, coaching, helping us out with our own mind and emotions. We think we can do it all. And also sometimes we are believers. So we think that church will help. We think that praying will help. Prayer does have this place. But what would you tell African women who are like, also stuck in the loop and wanting to have help and still hesitating? What would you say?
If they knew how much better their life will be, how much more, I don't know, calm, their inner mind will be. Yeah, they would go for this. I know it's also not cheap.
Everything has its price. It's
Yeah, it's worth it. It is worth it. I sacrifice, having, I don't know, sacrifice that money that you use for buying clothes, shoes, and all those stuff as extra clothes or something that you don't really need, or, buying things that you don't really necessarily need. Worth it to invest this money in yourself doing such coaching like this, really. I see myself now, I can actually achieve my goals, and you have a happier life. You are more peaceful. It's just imagine if it could help you in your relationship with your partner, at your working place, in your career, with friends, in your this therapy, it really helps you in all aspects. It's
mm.
what to invest in, really.
Thank you so, so much, Roseline, for sharing your experience, for being so open and telling us how it was, how it is now for you, and what you have learned so far in this process. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for spending this time with us. And if you want to subscribe, if you want to get coach, you can contact me, send me a message, or just book your first coaching call, a consultation. It's free. In the first call, we assess your life. And then if it's a good match, then we go ahead and set the first coaching sessions. So thank you so much for listening to us today. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you in another episode. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye, Roseline.